Well, Forza Motorsport 3 is really the culmination of our franchise, in that we're finally delivering on that vision, turning gamers into car lovers and car lovers into gamers. More than anything, we're trying to get people excited and passionate about cars. So for that reason, while we have an amazing simulation, it's really more of a car game. You know, if you're into, you had an old GTI, or maybe you had an old Volvo or Peugeot, we have those cars so you can experience them in the game and tune them up so they can become a Ferrari killer. Well, you know, the main pillars are having great graphics, unparalleled physics, a huge scope of cars, so that whatever you're passionate about, we've got a lot of tracks to experience. But the biggest pillar, really what it all comes down to, is our community. And that works so well with the approachability features like rewind and the green line and auto braking. So we make it that even a little kid can play the game, or a professional race car driver can train in the game. Brings people together and builds a stronger community. And then you get painters, and you get tuners, and you get social coordinators, and it just creates this big, passionate community that's excited about cars. Yeah, so we've had several pro drivers that come in and drive the game in our studio. Gunnar Jeanette's an American driver that we actually bring in every 3 months to help us make the game better. He helps us perfect the tracks and perfect the physics. We work with our OEMs like Michelin and Bridgestone to make our tire physics better. And then we've also had European drivers such as Natasha Gachmann as well as Stefan Sarazin from the Peugeot team. And Stefan actually comes to our studio and trains in our simulator. We've got a 3-screen simulator with a force feedback wheel. And he trained for Petit Le Mans in Road Atlanta using our game. That's what's so cool, is watching Stefan get into the simulator, and he's hitting the same gears on the same point going down Nissan in Le Mans. You know, he's hitting the same kilometers per hour down it. He uses the same braking point. He comments on like, wow, that you've got that bump just right where it is, and there's that tree that I point towards. So we have his car perfectly recreated and the track, so that he actually can duplicate his lap times in the game to within fractions of a second. But what's really cool is the fastest driver on our team, this guy, anyway, one of the developers on our team is extremely fast. And what's really cool is watching Stefan and him compete head to head, because our driver, we can't beat him at all. And he'll do a hot lap, and then Stefan Sarazin, a pro race driver, sits down and beats his lap in three laps. And then Christian would get up again, and it would take 10 laps to beat Stefan, and then Stefan would sit down, and in 3 laps he'd beat him again. And it's just a testament to the simulation that a pro race driver can beat a pro gamer. Physics in a simulation game, a racing game, all come down to the tires. Just like in the real world, tires are the most important thing. Because really what a car is a way to connect the driver's brain through their hands to the tires. And the tires are what connect the car to the road. Everything else, the suspension, the drivetrain, while they're important to get right, and we do a very good job of getting those right, they're not even close to as important as the tires. So we spend an inordinate amount of time getting the tires perfect. We work with Michelin, we work with Bridgestone to make sure our tire model is at the absolute cutting edge. And the things we're doing with tire flex and the way the gases heat up and how the tire flex changes based on your tire profile, that's not in any other racing game. And it's one reason the pro drivers want to train on it, because there's even pro simulators that they use on race teams that don't simulate that aspect of tires. I think what's really exciting to me is the classic car racing. You get it in an old Aston Martin DB4, and it's got those high sidewalls. As you're carving through the corner, the car has to have a little bit of drift angle to it just to get the tires fully wound up. And when you're watching a replay, you can actually see the tires just folding over themselves from all the weight of the car going through. It just looks so right. So Microsoft and McLaren, the F1 team, have a partnership to provide all of the electronics for all of the F1 teams. And that afforded Turn 10 an opportunity to go visit McLaren and swap notes on how they do their simulation. So they do all sorts of complex fluid dynamics, the CFD, in real time on their car. And we were able to learn about some of the ways they do that and simulate that aerodynamics in this game. So, but what was interesting is even the things we're doing in tires, they're not necessarily doing in their simulator. So what we're providing people with is, again, a simulator the likes of which Lewis Hamilton could train with, that you can just play in the Xbox 360.